All right, my first mistake of the day. I did not mean to hit stop there, but I did, so we're going to have two separate videos today, just like Friday. The next example we're going to do is example 5. And when we lay out example 5, now again, every time I do my drawing, I always draw just what looks to be an equilateral triangle, just so I can see setups correctly, like right there. That's what I want to see. So this original triangle I draw is not to scale, okay? Keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and press pause and you set up what the first operations we would do would be. Okay, we should have set up sine of 112 over 5, and we should have used our 7 here to find angle B. So sine of angle B over 7. Here's all my work. But when I get down here and I go to punch in my calculator will do a funny thing. It will say error. Now remember what we're talking about here. We're talking about side angle. You got to pay attention to the information you're given in the beginning. And when it's side angle, you have to be on lookout here. Okay, this can happen to you sometimes. Get this error message. Now the question is, why did we get an error message? Well, let's draw our triangle a little bit more proportionally correct here. We had a bottom side here of 7, and we had an angle C of 112, so that looks pretty close to 112. Okay, now we do not know what that side is there, but think about what we knew over here. We knew this was 5. This is 7, so if I keep them proportionally correct, you know, that's 7, that looks like that would be about 5, and all of a sudden what happens? There's no way that these are going to connect. So what has happened to us here, the information that we are given doesn't make a triangle. And this is how the calculator tells us that. We get to this spot here and it will say error. Okay? All right. Number 3. Why don't you set it up and see what happens. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. If you're not ready, hit pause again. But hopefully by now you're noticing we have an angle and a side opposite of it. Also, hopefully you'll notice that this is another side angle. Okay, side angle, we got to be on lookout. Now what happens to us when we go to solve this? Here's what I got. Okay, when I do the second sign of this, my calculator said error again. Why did that happen on this one? Let's take a closer look. We knew we had what were we locked into having? We were locked into having a 70-degree angle, and that looks pretty close to a 70-degree angle. But then this side is 11, and it's simply got a side attached to it of 2. And is this thing ever gonna be able to come down here and connect? No, it's not. So once again, the information we were given does not create a triangle, because 2 is not long enough to connect to the other side. This is how the calculator tells us that. We get an error message. We have to be on the lookout for it as soon as we recognize that we have a side angle information given to us. Okay, and that's the main point of today, recognizing when you have side angle information. Okay, that'll do it for today.